Well, Australia's Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce may get a stay-at-home dad to the baby he's expecting with his former staffer Vicky Campion, as he faces a mutiny from some party colleagues who want him out. The MPs believe his credibility as a leader has been irreparably damaged by the relationship, and the scandal is an unhelpful distraction, as ABC's political reporter Lucy Barbour explains.
This morning, one of his Nationals MPs, a Queenslander by the name of Ken O'Dowd, threw quite a bombshell by actually declaring publicly that he wanted this issue sorted out by the end of the week and that he thought there were other people in the party who would be good future leaders. So that really added fuel to the fire. But then other MPs in the National Party came out in support of Barnaby Joyce, saying that they backed him 100%, and if there wasn't anything incriminating against him in terms of entitlement scandals or anything like that, then what's the big deal? Everyone should just move on and let him have time to get through this. Since then, more and more of the Nationals MPs and senators we're talking to are tending to go to ground and not want to discuss this publicly or privately, but a growing number are coming to the conclusion that they think Barnaby Joyce should be given a bit more time to prove he is capable of leading the party. And whether he does go on to do that depends on if another scandal emerges that they don't approve of, or whether this just continues to suck political oxygen out of the coalition and it just gets to a point where it's all too much.
So at this stage, does he have the support to survive?
At this stage he does, and I would also say that we're talking about a man here who is, someone put it to me yesterday, a Nationals MP, that this guy would survive in the desert without water for days. He has long been a maverick. From when he was a Queensland senator, he was always an agitator, always standing up for exactly what he believed in, didn't necessarily hold back in any of his views ever, was always a controversial, outspoken figure. And when he became Deputy Prime Minister, that was the big question. Is this guy equipped to ably and steadily lead a party? And one of the big key assets for Barnaby Joyce has been the fact that he is a mover and shaker. He's an authentic kind of guy. Most Australians know him as Barnaby rather than Barnaby Joyce. He's a household name, and he comes across as being very real. He is quite likeable. He's a larrikin. And so that a lot of people in his party look at him and think, well, if we toss him as the leader, we lose that brand. And that brand is really important for us as a party, especially as the junior coalition arm. If you're sort of negotiating money for rural policy and rural projects out in the bush, Barnaby Joyce does have a lot of sway when in terms of things like just getting cash for projects. So he is important to them.
I read one commentator today saying that he's lost moral authority among his national colleagues.
Oh, absolutely. They are deeply uncomfortable with this situation, and colleagues who've known about it for a long time have long been uncomfortable with it and wondering and waiting to see how it would all unfold. And their worst fears have, of course, been realised.
And that's the ABC's Lucy Barbour.